It is the local Sports Edge, Coach. I hate to bore you with that. Do you ever get sick of hearing that call on Fox there for the Super Bowl win there?
I never get sick of it, but you didn't have enough sacks on that team.
I thought about that as I was dubbing it in. I said, "Oh, the only thing I have is the Patriots scoring a touchdown in the highlights." I don't think Coach is going to like that.
I'm still picking popcorn out of my carpet for the elation that happened in that final touchdown.
In the studio with us for the first time, I think ever. I don't even think we were able to get him in Hornell because at that point in time, he was on the West Coast with the Oakland Raiders. It's the one, it's the only Coach Mike Waufle, the defensive line coach for the New York Giants. I'm sure you've heard a little bit about it. We have pounded it all over the place. It's been on TV. It's been on a newspaper. It's been in the newspaper. It's been on the websites. It's been all over the place. And it's time now to have Coach in studio. First of all, Coach, let us tell you in person, congratulations on a Super Bowl victory. A much-deserved one. What we love is we love to see people who you earned that. I mean, you didn't start coaching 2 years ago. I mean, this has been a road for you that has encompassed over 30 years. So from all of us, first of all, congratulations, well deserved, and I hope you're enjoying it to the hilt.
Well, thank you very much. It was a great team win, and Coach Coughlin did a great job of leadership, and we had great leadership from our core players of Michael Strahan, and to see Eli come up and step up at this point in his career, it was exciting to see him do that and have the success that we've had as a team.
Absolutely. Hey, did you ever say at any point in time during this run or afterwards, say, whew, thank goodness I got out of Oakland. That was a good move. I mean, they have been a roller coaster since you left. A lot of coaches, a lot of system changes. You had some great players when you were there, pretty phenomenal teams when you were there. You guys made the playoffs, I believe, 3 out of the 6 years. But it's one of those things. Coaching, like a lot of businesses, is like, rolling the dice, You just never know when you go to another organization. Some coaches never get a sniff of where you've been. Is it just one of those things that it's blind faith and you just go with your gut, where your gut tells you to go?
Well, at that point, my contract was up with the Raiders, and I was not fired with the Raiders. I was still with the organization, and I asked permission to talk to other teams, and Mr. Davis granted it, but I didn't think he thought I was going to leave because we had such a close relationship.
Sure.
And I had 4 other opportunities, and it was I had to play like a golf game score with about 6 different categories, and the Giants kept coming up on top. I was offered the Bills job,
Really?
So
okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people in Hornell are Bills fans,
sure,
or Western New York, but as I kept playing this game, everything came out right. With Coach Coughlin being the head coach, he had a lot of experience and was very successful, and it was a great core defensive line that I had to work with, and so the location was still there. Was still close to home. So it's a blessing because
sure,
I could have gone to those other teams. I could have stayed with the Raiders, and I was very fortunate to be with the New York Giants.
Well, you mentioned, Al Davis has to rank up there as one of the more powerful, eccentric guys out there who, when you talk Steinbrenner, you talk Arbach, you talk Al Davis. Talk to me about what was it like to work for him. Some people think, just like some people think George at some points was too hands-on. Now, mind you, when they think they're too hands-on, they're not winning. When they're winning, it's okay, but when the teams aren't winning, all of a sudden the owners have got their hands in things and they shouldn't be. What was it like working for Al Davis?
I loved it. And his favorite position was the defensive line, and we had a great relationship. He was very educational to me. I call him high-speed internet. I've never been around a greater intellectual in my life, and I enjoyed my years in Oakland.
Sure. Obviously, you're busy during the season. They've made a couple coaching changes. Is he the final say out there? He's the one that makes the decision on these head coaches, correct?
He is the head coach.
He is the head coach, exactly. Do you like where they're going? Do you think he's riding this ship? It is quick. It's high turnover. You only get 1 or 2 years as a head coach anymore.
Yeah, well, that's enough of the Raiders. Let's go.
It is interesting. You go from the Raiders, though, to the Giants,
Yes.
which kind of a different sort of maybe feel with the organization and owners. Talk about the Giants as an organization, and you talked about obviously Coughlin, which is what you liked about the Giants. But talk about working for the Giants organization and what they're like.
Well, since I've been in the NFL, we all talk about what are the great organizations in the NFL. Who do you want to work for, from ownership all the way down to the equipment guys? And everybody says the New York Giants. The Mara family they're excellent. The Tisch family are excellent. They're supportive. They're always there. They're down to earth. You can communicate with them. And the organization's a flagship of the National Football League.
Sure.
Back in 1925, and I tell everybody, I said, well, I was a Giants fan before anything else. And they said, well, why? I said, because there wasn't any Buffalo Bills, when it was starting out. So, so the big thing is that this organization is so class. That's the best word to say. They're a class organization, well run. Jerry Reese does an excellent job. Be able to have the experience to be with Ernie Accorsi, during those years.
Sure.
And our staff's been intact. Coach Coughlin, the people he hired, we've been pretty much intact since I've been there.
Absolutely.
And he's a great man to work for. And you talked about Al Davis and the negative press he gets, and sometimes Coach gets negative press, and it's wrong because they're both great coaches.
Sure.
It's just too bad we got a couple of tough guys in society, that people have to deal with, and Coach sticks to his principles, and you've got to respect him for that.
Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. And real quickly, I'll give somebody a chance here to win, 776-7626. I have a trivia question. I'd be interested to know if Coach knows the answer to this. I'll throw this question out for you. Answer this for me, 1-800-HIT-WVIN, 776-7626. Who is the longest tenured head coach in the NFL? Up for grabs, Mike Waufle.
I go Jeff Fisher.
There you go. He just won. You actually won yourself a Mike Waufle signed magazine out in the front room. Congratulations on that. That's it. Don't bother calling now, folks. He beat you to it. Bang, you knew it. From Houston to Tennessee. I don't know if it's not major market like New York and Oakland and the major markets, but he does a great job, but sometimes they fly under the radar, it seems like nationally, but they did go through some lean years. They got rid of a lot of good players. He always seems to lose his top assistants for coaching jobs or other coordinator jobs. Jeff, do you know Jeff at all?
Well, we've met a few times.
Sure.
My better friend on that staff is Jim Washburn, the defensive line coach. He came in the league a year after I did. We had some unbelievable battles between the Raiders and Tennessee, and then you never forget the old Giants game, with Vince Young and Kiwanuka letting them out of the grass with a sure win for the Giants, and that was an unbelievable play. If you talk about a reversal play, it was unbelievable, but. Oh no, I got a lot of respect for Coach Fisher. He does an excellent job. I had a lot of respect for him. He's a Pac-10 guy, USC.
Sure.
He did a great job with the Bears. So he's had a great career.
Yes. Now let's talk about you for a minute. A Hornell native. This isn't you just have a summer home here. You actually, am I correct? You went to Hornell High School and graduated there, correct?
Born in Hornell, raised in Hornell.
Born in Hornell, raised in Hornell, and so now you work in the biggest city in all of America. Now, I'm not trying to disparage Hornell. It is a big city in its own right, but there is a little bit of a jump for you. Now, you have moved around the country, and it's been a while since you've lived in Hornell. You've been in, California, obviously Oakland's big time, and now in New York. What's it like working in New York? From just watching, out Times Square windows, the cars and stuff, it seems pretty crazy. Do you love it?
Well, the person that really loves us, my wife, Kathy. And Kathy, when I was going through this decision process, she was, it's funny because she's a little farm girl from Howard, okay, which, if you count the population, maybe 100, well, if you go over 100, you're counting the cows and everything, but she's from Howard, and when I chose the New York Giants, she was so happy. She goes, oh, good, I get to go from one city of San Francisco on the one side of the country, now I can go over to New York. And she's the one that really wanted to go to New York.
Really? Okay.
And if you ever want to go to New York, go with her. She can outrace the taxi drivers and give you the greatest story ever.
Oh, my.
She knows
Wow.
She knows the city in the back of her hand. So she's the one that really loves it.
Sure.
Okay, and she wanted to live on the river right across from it, and I'm up in the mountains, and you could be just right in the hill right off of Hornell. We're up in the Ramapo Mountains, just over the New York State border.